If I had to describe it in one word, it would be transformational. You know, when we got here first week, you said, if you're open to this, it can change your life. And I left after week 1, and it did change me. And I'll never be the same that I was before I got here. So it was transformational, and it changed my life. Probably the biggest piece that I took away from that first week was confidence and believing. I always had confidence, but it was believing in my confidence and not second guessing myself. And I didn't realize how much I needed that. And going through the process of the LSP and learning how I displayed myself as a leader, and then I referred to the term as climbing up the iceberg. That's on my development plan, because I was showing myself from that inner deep level, and I needed to show additional skills that I have as a leader and that I can display. I just wasn't being intentional about it. And that was just a huge piece for me to help build my confidence and believe in it, and getting the feedback from people that I work with that was so positive, yet I was being so hard on myself, and that was impacting my ability to have strong leadership skills. My manager came to me and said, hey, we have this leadership class that we think it would be great for you to attend. And I said, okay, cool, that sounds good. I like that kind of stuff. And so I said, sign me up. And so I didn't have a ton of expectations before I came. I was a pretty open book, but I do enjoy leadership classes and learning more about how to become a better leader. I'm passionate about that. So I came and we had some initial coaching conversations before, and I was starting to learn maybe a little bit, but I didn't have a huge expectation coming in. So when we got through the first day of the class, I remember leaving that day a little overwhelmed and just like, this is going to be different than anything that I've done before. I don't think this is the same 5 techniques of effective coaching that I am used to. And through that whole first week, it got deeper and deeper. And I went through some emotional experiences during that first week of self-discovery, and just I learned more about myself than I ever have as a leader. So it's as an answer to your question, it's blown past my expectations, and I've never experienced anything like it. It's deeper and more comprehensive than anything I've ever attended. Absolutely, investment. So it's hard to be away from the office. This has been 2 full weeks that I have been away from the office, and that's difficult. We're all in positions that require a lot of work and attention, but I think my team noticed just from my first week that I came back with a different level of confidence. I think that they noticed that I was starting to implement some of the tools that we had used. So when you think about time investment, and yes, being in the office is important, but working on yourself and developing yourself and becoming a better leader to have a greater impact on your organization, what better investment is that than that you can provide for a leader in your organization? So I remember meeting with my coach. I think it might have been our first networking night, and we had talked before that, and he was learning a little bit about me, and I am very blessed that I have had some success in my organization and moving up and getting new opportunities in leadership. And he asked me what my process was. What was my leadership process? And I looked at him with a blank stare, and I couldn't answer that question. I said, well, I think, I lead a lot on intuition. And he said, well, that must be working for you so far, but, think through, what is your process? I'm sure you have a process. Maybe you're just not thinking of it. And so I sat there a little bit longer, and I thought about it, and I said, I don't have a process. I come into a situation and I kind of do what I think needs to be done. And so probably my biggest takeaway is that I now have tools that I can use, and I have a process. I have a diagnostic process. I have a process for evaluating myself and being introspective on what skills I'm using or not using and what I need to leverage more. I have a process for building a business plan and building a business case and thinking through the strategies that I need to take my team through for a long-term vision, not just short-term. And so I have all these tools that I can use now, and I have a process to go through, and that is the biggest thing that I've taken away from the program. I just think, the coaches are amazing. The facilitation of this was incredible. Our class has a cohesion that I never expected to have with these other 14 individuals. I have a new network outside of Nationwide that I can lean on and talk to and confide in, and I know that they're going through the same struggles that I am, and it can be a fresh perspective. These are all things I didn't expect to get, and it's almost just like a bonus prize on top of everything else, and so I'm just really thankful for that.